Ouais, tout le monde, comment allez-vous? J'espère que vous allez bien. Ça fait un petit moment qu'on s'est pas vu. Bah ouais, j'avais pas trop eu le temps de streamer. Mais aujourd'hui, on va pouvoir enfin se retrouver. Donc j'espère que tout le monde va bien. Aujourd'hui, on se retrouve pour la suite de Genshin, où on s'était arrêté la dernière fois, ce qui paraît logique. Où on continue à mener l'enquête sur la mort de Souci, je crois, c'est ça. Hop, je vais vous basculer. Hop, Spotify, bye bye. Je vous bascule sur le jeu. Je crois que tout est bon normalement. Un mini check-up, micro, le son. Il me semble que tout est good. Hop. Ah, merde. Oui, c'est bon. Je crois que tout est good. Donc, la dernière fois, on s'était arrêté sur... Il y avait une énorme cinématique où on avait appris en fait que Flint n'était pas le coupable qu'on pensait, parce qu'en fait, il chassait la chasse éternelle ou je sais plus quoi. Comme ça fait un petit moment, j'ai tenté de regarder vite fait ce qu'on avait fait la dernière fois, mais j'avoue que je me rappelle plus trop où on était, à part qu'on devait résoudre l'enquête. On avait appris que notre frère n'était pas notre frère, mais un fantôme de la chasse éternelle qui avait pris son apparence. Et on avait aussi réussi à augmenter le niveau de Neuviette et le mettre enfin dans notre équipe. Et ça c'est cool, parce qu'il est ultra cheat. Et j'ai vu qu'il y avait une espèce de mise à jour du jeu aussi, depuis. Qu'est-ce que c'est que ce truc? Ah oui, c'est le truc de retour parce que ça fait un moment que j'ai pas... Ok. J'ai pas joué. Et on avait fait des tirages la dernière fois, ça je m'en rappelle. Et on n'avait rien eu de... Voilà. Bon, en même temps, c'était prévisible. Hein. Ok. Vœu actuel, voyons voir. Ils ont laissé Skirk ou ça n'a pas bougé? Ah! Il reste encore un jour! C'est vrai qu'on avait tenté de pull le Skirk. Mais on avait pas réussi. On était à combien de pitié du coup? Alors, on était à 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. Presque 50, 50. Presque. Alors, du coup, c'est vrai, il y a ça, mais ça, faut que je fasse hors ligne, ça aussi. Et tout ça aussi. Hop, parce que sinon, on peut voir accès à mes infos perso. J'ai pas très envie. Qu'est-ce que c'est que ce truc? Oh, des cadeaux. Et c'est vrai qu'on avait dit que le pro... Oh, c'est joli. Que le prochain personnage à améliorer le niveau, c'était... Non, ça je m'en fous. C'était Mavuika. Pour pouvoir potentiellement la mettre dans l'équipe. Non, c'est pas ce que je vais faire. Parce qu'on a enfin 70. Et Mavuika... Oh, bah on va pouvoir la farm, ça c'est cool, ça c'est très cool. À moins que je puisse déjà l'élever. Ah bah nickel. Oh bah super, j'ai déjà tout. Hop, tais-toi Mavuka. Et niveau 25. Ok, ça c'est cool. Hop. Ah, j'ai gagné ça. Ça, est-ce qu'on peut faire un tirage? Oui, bon j'en ai qu'un seul quoi. On va attendre pour faire des multis de ces trucs là. Et je pensais qu'il m'en restait. Alors, où est-ce qu'il fallait que j'aille? Je ne sais absolument plus. Alors 2 semaines que je joue plus au truc, je sais plus du tout ce que je dois faire. Hop. Ah oui, bon cette fois-ci, vu l'heure, on va directement commencer la quête. Peut-être que la prochaine fois on repartira en quête des Géoculus, vu qu'on avait fait ça la dernière fois avant de commencer l'histoire.
Phew, we're in.
Salut
Thanks to
Eloane, comment
Never's
va?
reputation, once again. But we still know nothing about how Flint's is gonna enter, or how we'll pick him up. Never mind how we'll leave later on.
Ça va, merci.
Something the matter? Huh. That looks like Flint's lantern. But where is he exactly? lantern. What now? Oh, Paimon almost screamed out loud. You never...
This lantern may have a rather peculiar shape, but so long as it doesn't glow, it won't stand out in the dark. I calculated that you would have already entered, so I chose a spot visible from the window before using light to send you a signal. As I thought, you're both sharp-eyed and on the ball.
The perks of being veteran adventurers, huh?
Your composure is more impressive still. You're right. That required a little trick of my own. But let us leave such trivial topics for a more relaxed moment. Our time is limited, after all. Just as I thought. Come, try sensing it yourself. Identical powers must flow from the same source. It was the wild hunt, then, that took my form and killed the Sergeant Major. But why do this?
To sow chaos by depriving the Lightkeepers of one of their commanders?
If the wild hunt's true form is powerful enough to stand against the world as you claim, I fear not even the full force of Lightkeepers could stand against him, let alone the handful of us stationed in Nasha Town. He would have no reason whatsoever to pick quarrels with individual ants. Let's look again more closely. We must leave no stone unturned. Well, that makes things simpler. In that case, allow me to disturb the fallen. May the ghost flame guide your spirit. May you rest in peace. When we fought, he seemed like quite a reckless foe. Certainly not the meticulous mastermind type. Yet here we are, grappling with this enigma he has left us.
Oh, if we can't get any leads, we might have to go back and find Nefer. Oh, the longer we're stuck here, the likelier he is to achieve his goal. Oh, this is so frustrating!
Qu'est-ce qu'on a vu?
You mean this?
I'm not well versed in machinery, but that means his mechanical arm is malfunctioning, right? It might have been broken in combat.
No, that's not right. Paimon remembers this signal. We saw it before while repairing the cannon. It doesn't mean that the components are damaged. It just means that they're due for regular maintenance, so the device has stopped operating. But the real problem is that... Yeah, he even helped us find the maintenance port. It could still be a coincidence, but considering it hasn't been long at all since we were repairing that cannon...
The Soci you met could have been Rerir in disguise. In other words, he played the Sergeant Major before disguising himself as me.
That's right! If only there were some way to prove it.
You mean Hintsa?
We had a short chat with him once at the tavern, but it's so late. Guess it'll have to wait till tomorrow.
I know where he lives. The situation is critical, so let us now take up the role of uninvited guests ourselves. Ah, yes. And one more thing. Remember to pick me up by the window.
Ah d'accord. Ok. Donc on va aller rejoindre Insa. Je crois pas qu'on l'ait déjà rencontré.
It's you
Ah si,
two.
on l'a rencontré.
On Flint's.
C'est Darvador. Hein.
Given the hour, I guess it must be an emergency.
It is indeed. Our sincerest apologies for interrupting your rest. We are investigating a certain matter in connection with Sergeant Major Sosi. We'd like to know if he has sent you a request for maintenance to be performed on his mechanical arm.
Sosi. Oh, so the rumors I heard, are they true? You know what? Forget it. I'm sure it's complicated. No further questions from me. Just a moment. I need to check my records.
Thank you for your understanding.
Got it. 8 days ago, he came to request a round of regular maintenance. But as it happened, I had run out of the required components. His mechanical arm is especially sophisticated, having been designed by Aino personally. The parts, too, could only be made by her. As such, they usually take several days to arrive. In fact, this time, he even asked me if we could push his request forward. And I understood, completely. Not being able to use your hand, that's rough for anyone. But even more so if your job involves fighting out in the wild. So I did my best to convince Aino to rush the job. And eventually, the parts arrived. 3 days ago, if I remember correctly. I sent word to the Lightkeepers immediately, but he never showed up. I assumed he was just out on some mission or other. What's with those faces? Everything all right?
You've provided us with some very crucial information, Hintsa. You have our thanks. We can't make everything public yet, but once our investigation is complete, I will return to thank you and provide an explanation on behalf of all the Lightkeepers.
No worries. Just glad I could help.
Thanks. Good night.
Good night. Hope the investigation goes well.
It seems that it is as we guessed. The Sergeant Major Sosi you encountered while repairing the cannon was actually Rerir in disguise. 8 days ago, he had yet to act. But at some point after that, he attacked and imprisoned the Sergeant Major. With the immense gap in strength between them, the job was finished in a single blow. And thus Rerir had no opportunity to discover the malfunctioning mechanical arm. Perhaps his mastery of shapeshifting extends only to outward form, and not therefore to complex internal mechanisms. Hence his oversight of the uniquely mechanical traits of the Sergeant Major's arm, and in turn, this flaw in his disguise.
You're saying he thought no one would realize his mechanical arm was actually made of some kind of black muck on the inside, so long as it worked, right? Still seems like there's a lot of guesswork involved here, but it mostly makes sense.
This also has me stumped for the moment. The cannon has always been used to destroy the wild hunt, and it works as intended. But how would that help Rerir exactly? Assuming he plans to collect the fragments within wild hunt anomalies, firing the cannon works against him, since it would blast those fragments to smithereens.
So we solved one mystery, only to dig up another. Whew. This is getting Paimon kinda down. And sleepy too.
Yes, I'd say it is high time we took a break. Seems like there's a lot left to investigate. We'll have to fight Rerir eventually. And we'll do a poor job if we're not well rested.
Yeah, we should totally get some sleep first.
A reasonable suggestion. I have no doubt that my quarters have been turned inside out by now, at any rate. My colleagues have never failed to live up to my expectations of their discourtesy.
Well, guess we'll just have to pick you up as usual.
That would be good, yes. Feel free to put the room costs on my tab.
can finally take a breather. Okay, Paimon. In and out.
I suppose we could all take a moment to unwind. As I recall, our first meeting took place not far from here. Ah, the nostalgia. Had you already sensed the unique power within my lantern at that time? I see. Words truly do fail to capture your superlative insight. Fortunate then that abyssal energy was only leaking from the fragment in minuscule amounts when we first met. Or I might have been in for a real interrogation.
Yeah, hard to say how that would have played out. We've had a whole bunch of unpleasant run-ins with the Abyss.
You mean to ask why I'm going this far to oppose him? Well, as a Lightkeeper, I'd say I'm simply doing my job.
Yeah! You're covered in more mysteries than Paimon could shake a skewer at. You can't just get out of explaining yourself by making lame excuses.
All right. I suppose I do owe you some honesty, whether out of gratitude or the need to build trust. Your deductions have been quite correct. Should one wish to conceal oneself within a lantern, elemental power alone is not enough. You know humans well, and naturally you understand their limits. But some things that humans would consider difficult are quite normal in the eyes of non-humans.
So, you mean you're one of the latter?
Have you heard of how Snezhnaya was once the realm of the Fae? This race is no longer of any importance, but they still exist, as evidenced by the fact that I am standing before you.
We've heard some scattered legends, but that's all Paimon thought there was to it.
I once turned my heart toward humanity, and thus did I experience loss.
Il s'est
I
suicidé?
once labored and did much, and put an end to my tale with my own hands. When you realize you are floating in the middle of a vast ocean, you cannot help but feel that swimming in any direction would be equally meaningless. Would it not be better, then, to simply sink? But before I could sink to truly lightless depths, chance had it that I should be awakened by a band of Ratniki. They were facing a horde of abyssal monsters, and could not last against such a disparity in strength. Yet none fled. Those who dwell in darkness for long enough become exceedingly sensitive to all light. And the first light I saw upon awakening was that which shone from their eyes.
Is that why you chose to help them?
Perhaps I was moved by their valor. Perhaps I simply saw my past self in them, and was moved to action for the first time in a long, long while. But I was freshly awoken, and my powers were limited. I could not prevent casualties altogether. The survivors and I buried the fallen heroes. That was the origin of the final night cemetery. Well, not exactly. I was just more familiar with them. So joining up seemed the most convenient way to experience human life.
Doesn't sound too believable.
Well, I believe it. Besides, I'm well past the age when one might believe in things that must be done. Nonetheless, there are still some things I will not allow to happen. The chaos that Rerir has been stirring up is one of them. Tomorrow I shall go and check our records to see if I can find any connection between the Wild Hunt, Rerir, and the Canon.
Will you need us to get you where you need to be?
Oh, I'll be fine. I keep a backup copy at my residence in case of emergencies.
Il est pratique, il pense
Will
à
we even
tout.
go back there right now? Won't there be Ratniki watching it?
Thanks for the reminder. I believe they'll have checked my place, but they won't have stayed. All things are ranked according to their priority, and we lack the manpower for such an open-ended stakeout. And even if someone is waiting, I have ways around that. I am the master of my own house, after all.
Alright then, we'll trust you. We sure ended up chatting for a while, huh? I'm super tired now. But, you know, feels like we can breathe easier, now that we know you better.
I didn't take you for the cautious sort. Anyway, I hope you'll help me keep this a secret. I'd prefer others not to know about my past unless strictly necessary. Nor do I want to attract more trouble on account of being a fae.
Paimon's lips are sealed too.
All right. Thanks again for your help. Good night, you two.
Finally, we can rest. Let's go get some sleep. There's tons to do tomorrow.
Ça, c'est une bonne idée. Ah, on peut pas dormir avec lui, quel dommage. Non, il veut pas venir? Oh. Franchement, ça aurait coûté moins cher qu'on dorme tous ensemble, non? Je savais pas qu'on avait à manger dans notre chambre. Bon, par contre, pain saucisson. Voilà un menu bien français avec du vin. Faut pas oublier le vin, très important le vin. Voyons voir, on a obtenu des trucs. Hop. Ah oui, c'est une mission quotidienne. Hop, on ira voir une Catherine tout à l'heure. Et on a obtenu, je crois, des livres. Je sais plus. Et des primos. C'est cool les primos. Hop là, déjà niveau maths 9 ma Wicca. Ça c'est cool. Hop là.
So much noise. What's going on this time?
Hey! Where's Flint's? Is he here, or isn't he?
We would be most obliged if you would pipe down a little, dear guest. Our other guests are resting.
Resting? We're all about to be done for, and you're talking about rest? Flint's is a wild hunt shapeshifter, here to deceive us all! If we don't get rid of him now, there'll be no end to this!
You'd better give him up. If anything happens, your business here is done for. You want that, huh?
Or are you in cahoots with him? You with the wild hunt too, huh?
What happened? Did something leak out? But we were so careful last night. How did anyone see us? What do you mean?
Il y a quelqu'un qui est au courant, c'est sûr. Oh, de ce qui est écrit.
This is so confusing! What do we do? These people are no match for Flint's, but they're super heated right now. It's not like all the unusual stuff about him will make it any easier to explain either. Okay!
Hey! Let us in now!
My apologies. My apologies.
Hold on! Calm down, everyone!
What in Tevat is the meaning of this racket? Are you intent on depriving both the Voynich Guild and the Curatorium of Secrets of even a moment's rest? Boss, do we really have to entertain people who don't respect the rules? Call a few of your boys and have them thrown out.
And what hole did you crawl out of?
A watering hole, of course. The one you've just disturbed. A place to get a moment's respite from all the recent unhappiness, and to escape from all this talk of the wild hunt, or strange ghosts and phantoms. Who'd have guessed people like you would come bursting in, shrieking louder than any ghoul?
This is a matter of utmost importance. We've got solid evidence. All we need now is to confront Flint's face to face. Exactly. And you sure don't look like an impartial party either, Nefer.
Oh, don't I now? How about this then, boss? Let them do their search. If they find their man, they can have their little chat. But if they don't, then they owe everyone here an apology, as well as compensation for all the racket they've caused.
Wait, it's... Oh?
All right. I suppose that's the only way. If we don't let them in now, they'll be back sooner or later. What a mess.
Oh, alright then.
Well, I'd say that sounds like an impartial proposal. What say you? Or are you suddenly unsure of yourselves?
Come on, everyone! Move it!
No sign of Flint.
But how can that be? Hasn't he always stayed here?
Done searching, are we? Guess it's time to uphold your end of the bargain, huh?
Ah, c'était violent.
So, Paimon, you've been waiting to ask me something, haven't you?
Yeah, how did they even find us here?
My
Yeah,
inside man with the Lightkeepers informed me that you paid the crime scene a late-night visit. I surmise that you must have rendezvoused with Flint's and obtained some new information. Then, early this morning, a group of people gathered at the town gates, news spreading amongst them that the Wild Hunt could disguise itself by taking on familiar faces. Everyone started throwing out the names of possible suspects. No one, seemingly, was exempt. And amidst it all, Flint's name started gaining more and more traction. I'm sure his solitary lifestyle may have played a part, but I wouldn't discount Rerir throwing fuel on the fire in secret.
So, did Flint's make his escape after hearing about this?
And that's where I, Yehoda, the quick-witted, fleet-footed backbone of the Curatorium, got my chance to shine. While everyone was super focused on the argument in the main hall, I alone noticed an opening.
I got her to climb up to a window to help Flint's out, only for her to return with nothing but a lantern.
Aw, come on, pause. I was just getting started.
We initially intended to bring Flint's back to the Curatorium and wait those people out, but I never expected this to be all that was left. I imagine, though, that he wouldn't have left something that was so seemingly important to him behind.
Might he intend to come back and get it later? Maybe. I'm not sure.
Well, he's out of harm's way now, so that's not super important, right?
Oh?
What Paimon means to say is, we got lots of new intel to share.
All right then. Yehoda, contact the others. We're going to need all hands on deck. Let's have this discussion over at my place.
Alors, Chant, le curatorium. C'est où Jeux est sorti. C'est par là, bien sûr, je le savais. Évidemment. Curatorium, il est là-haut. Ok. Il y a beaucoup de blabla pour cette étape quand même.
I see. So Flint's has a fragment taken from within a Wild Hunt anomaly.
Is he gonna be okay now that he's on his own again?
Earlier, he said that the fragment had gone still, so it's probably of no use to Rerir now.
In that case, Rerir shouldn't have any reason to keep pursuing him, right? So, was all that ruckus back at the flagship just an act of spite? Or what?
If I were him, I would have simply turned my attention to collecting other fragments.
A reasonable course of action. Remember what we heard back at the tavern? The actual number of Wild Hunt anomalies destroyed has been greater than Lightkeeper records would indicate. Some of these must have been Rerir's doing. He must have been seeking more fragments.
This much is pretty easy to understand, but why would he pretend to be Soci and put so much effort into getting the cannon up and running again?
Maybe 'cause that'd be more efficient than having to clear anomalies himself?
Yeah, I'm confident that the ammo we're packing has the oomph to do that. But I am a mechanic after all. For me, test data and their conclusions speak loudest. Oh, why don't we find a few of those fragments ourselves and use Kuvaki to carry out a little experiment?
Our lab could certainly accommodate such a test.
In other words, we gotta destroy a couple of anomalies and collect fragments from them, right?
Lightkeeper operations have just about ceased following the Sergeant Major's passing. Meanwhile, the Wild Hunt continues to grow in scale by the day. I fear only we can keep the situation under control now.
Then we best act fast. Paimon's got a bad feeling about this.
A feeling we all share, I'm afraid.
La vraie question, c'est quel est ce lien? Parce que bon, ça fait beaucoup d'éléments différents. Oui, c'est vrai, qu'est-ce qu'il lui veut? Parce que du coup, on sait pas. Enfin, on le saura, c'est sûr, mais voilà.
There are 3 Wild Hunt sites that must be dealt with urgently. But I believe we have the capacity to handle it.
Works for me. Enough and I will take our workshop assistants to deal with one of the sites.
The Curatorium will handle another.
And we Frostmoon Scions shall deal with the remaining one.
Paimon didn't think she'd ever get to see everyone here carrying out a plan together like this.
Surtout
Never
sans rien
mind
d'argent.
you. This is a first for me, too.
Let's head out then. We'll meet back up at my lab with the fragments.
Understood.
Time is of the essence now.
Et dit ça, mais on sera
Our
les premiers à
foe could make his
l'affronter.
next move at any moment, so we must stay in contact with one another.
Gotcha. Stay safe, everyone.
Huh. Anyone seen the lantern? Has Flint's dropped by already?
Bah non, vu qu'il est là, non,
Considering what you said earlier, you know where we're going next, right?
Alors... Ah bah super, on va aller au cimetière. Allez. J'avais hâte d'aller visiter le cimetière, écoute. On grille toutes les étapes de la vie. Ah, mais elle est là, elle. Lui, elle, je sais pas. À l'aide. Pourquoi à l'aide? Aucune idée. Il y a peut-être un plan à cimetière pour y aller à pied. Ah oui! Ah, il faut aller jusque là pour aller au cimetière? Bah purée. On va peut-être prendre ce TP. J'espère qu'il y a un bateau, ce genre de truc, parce que sinon ça va être long. Et du coup la zone est plus du tout surveillée, quoi. On peut y aller en mode tranquillou. Ah, c'est cool. C'est cool. Il me faudrait aussi, c'est le TP. Il y avait un TP là. Je peux pas prendre le bateau, non? Non, bah non, évidemment. Bougez pas, je m'en fous de vous. Hop. Ah, c'est si cool, on va prendre ça. là. On va prendre le TP. Mais il y a combien de personnes devant le TP? Je crois que j'ai encore déclenché une quête secondaire, fait chier. Soldat de l'Oprinchniki. C'est super chiant à dire. Et voilà. Vous savez ce qui arrive à ceux qui se faufilent là où ils ne devraient pas? Eh bien, j'imagine que je vais bientôt le savoir. Tout ça est nouveau pour moi, j'apprends encore les ficelles. Et si vous me donniez une seconde chance? Donnez-moi juste une autre chance. Je vous promets que vous ne m'attraperez pas la prochaine fois. Vous avez pris un coup sur la tête ou quoi? On ne laissera pas un seul d'entre vous s'échapper, bande de rats voleurs de trésors. Oh bah c'est violent. Cette fille s'est probablement déjà enfuie avec tout à l'heure qu'il est. Tout à l'heure qu'il est. Pas très français ça. Avez-vous vraiment le temps de rester ici à vous disputer avec quelqu'un comme moi? Vous n'avez pas à vous inquiéter d'elle. Allez, je vous embarque. Ah bah d'accord. Il parle de moi, du fait que j'ai... Non mais je m'en fous, je veux le TP. Ah, faut les attendre avant. Ouais, c'est l'occasion de les défoncer avec notre très cher ami Neviette. Oh là là, que j'aime cet homme. Il a tellement one shot, j'adore. Super, le TP. Ok, bah du coup on est déjà dans... proche de la zone en fait. Ok, on a juste à y aller à pied. Bénédiction, on va prendre un peu de soin au passage. Hein. Ok, super. Du coup, on peut y aller à pied. Prendre au passage les TP. Ils sont pas trop loin. Hop, petite fleur. L'autre petite fleur. Ça fait un moment que j'ai pas fait de repas. Faudrait que je cuisine. Bon après, j'ai 1 milliard de bouffe. Par où je vais passer? On peut passer par là. Ah oui, tranquille. Hop là, on contourne le tout. On profite de notre barre d'énergie qui a augmenté depuis la dernière fois. Et ça c'est cool. Le TP il est là-bas. Hop. On va prendre le TP. C'est joli là le sable tout en rose. Et c'est vrai, faut pas que j'oublie, faut qu'après j'aille voir une Catherine. Hop. Et un TP. Ensuite, il faut qu'on aille par là-bas. Ah, je peux me transformer. Pourquoi? Aucune idée. Le prochain TP est juste en face. Voilà. Et la zone, elle est... bah là en face en fait. Tranquille. Prends ces machins là, je sais pas à quoi ça sert, mais bon. On peut pas prendre? Non, dommage. Ok, on est proche du cimetière, ça c'est cool. Je sais pas à quoi ils servent ces points là. Bleus. Au phare. Hein. Bon. Juste des marqueurs. Oh, mais il y a des âmes en fait. Bon, après, c'est Logique, c'est un cimetière.
Oh, no one's guarding this place, just like he said. But, oh, where do we find the information he mentioned?
This way. Let's move. We're running out of time.
Ah! There you are! Okay, let's split up and make this happen. Or not! How are we supposed to read through this many files?
Bah, ça va nous prendre un petit moment tout ça.
Difficult, yes, but it is also our most efficient option.
Je parie qu'on va trouver le livre dans les 5 minutes, parce qu'on est le personnage principal.
To expose the true intentions of this Rerir, we need to dive into Nod-Krai's history.
Hope we don't land on our heads then.
Ah, c'était sûr. Voilà.
That file's
La magie du personnage principal.
this is a graveyard, right, Flint? Do these things just gotta happen?
Many strange things happen here, but this is not one of them.
But that file really did move by itself. Hey, come out! Don't scare Paimon like that.
Wild Hunt Phenomenologue?
Hey, another file's moving.
Are we being given hints? I feel no hostility. On the contrary, it seems we're being aided somehow.
Really? Hey, seriously, another one? Okay then. Paimon will read this one. Phew! Finally finished. Oh, Paimon sure could use a long break from long words now. Hope she can remember it all.
The material I've read through has all been about past Wild Hunt incidents of enormous scale. What about you?
Paimon as well. Guess that makes 3 of us.
Whatever this is, it seems to want us to notice something. Let's bring our files together and give them another look through.
All right. Paimon will go fetch hers. All these incidents look pretty different.
Wait. I've noticed something. Before the occurrence of these huge Wild Hunt events, a smaller scale one would erupt in the exact same location. And look. All these smaller scale Wild Hunt site reports share a common outcome.
They'd be detected, but would go inactive before any forces could be sent to deal with them. They could then be sealed directly using a tide seal stone. But why?
Some of these records are too old. I doubt he had regained the ability to act freely yet, or we would have met long ago.
And here's another similarity. Kuvaki in nearby soil completely drained. Could this be important somehow?
Kuvaki and the Wild Hunt are mutually opposed forces. We Lightkeepers previously believed that these small Wild Hunt sites would temporarily go inactive due to being neutralized by the Kuvaki present in the soil. But now that we've synthesized all this data, there is a key issue this hypothesis cannot explain. Indeed, Despite the name, I would not call a Tide Seal Stone's sealing powers watertight exactly. But for it to fail and the situation to deteriorate in such short order...
Paimon feels like she's almost got it.
Yes, that might be it. It could be that when Kuvaki and abyssal energies meet, the stronger side will suppress the weaker one. And while Kuvaki can indeed destroy small-scale wild hunt anomalies, should Rerir be strong enough, the Kuvaki might be his for the taking instead.
Paimon kinda gets where we're going with this.
What are you referring to?
Oh, we had a real close encounter with the Abyss in Netland. It's a force that tries to taint everything. It's hard to explain in detail, but basically, your reasoning makes sense.
Was there a gap between him pretending to be Sergeant Major Sosi and the cannon being fired?
There was. Aino needed to make some adjustments after we finished those repairs. Rerir, disguised as Sosi, left at that point, leaving him more than enough time to shapeshift into you, return to the Lightkeeper's office and set up the crime scene, before heading over to the cannon's target area and absorbing the Kuvaki.
It all makes sense. And all that just for the fragment I had with me. It begs the question, what makes it so special that he needs it so badly? That's odd. We shouldn't have any guests. I'll go take a look. Ah, it's an ibis.
It's carrying a letter! Ooh, Lama must have sent it. She can speak to little animals. Let's see here.
Situation urgent. The cannon began operating shortly after we left Nasha Town and is preparing to fire. It is locked on to Star Sand Shoal. Please return to Nasha Town and assist with all haste. Lauma.
That's gotta be Rerir's doing. But why is he using the cannon again? Didn't he already fire it once before?
No time for speculation. He's already made his preparations. If you recall, his body was incomplete when we last met. If this bombardment continues to increase his strength, he might regain his complete form.
What should we do? There's no way we're getting back to Nasha Town in time.
Let's go to the cannon's target site. That's where we should find Rerir, and that's where we'll stop him. One moment. Just let me get this news to Lauma. Nasha Town is in their hands now.
Go! Fly! Not a moment to lose!
You're here, as expected.
Humans, you never change. Always trying to use powers you neither comprehend nor control. But it is also thanks to you that I found a way to return.
You've messed with the cannon again, huh? Sorry, but this round's not gonna go your way.
Such faith in your companions. But will the inhabitants of Nasha Town understand why they wish to stop the cannon? I think not. When all they see is the wild hunt surging up everywhere they look, the cannon must seem like their only lifeline. This is the truth I have revealed to them. They did this all of their own volition. The zealous worship of power leads only to annihilation of equally zealous proportions. True power does not heed the commands of the weak.
You were waiting for us to leave Nasha Town then.
Of course. I imagine the one you call Aino would have managed to stop the cannon otherwise. Shame, then, that you proved one step too slow. In their folly, the townspeople will bar the path of all who seek to stop the cannon. And your kind-hearted, weak companions have not the stomach to deal with them. The cannon will not be stopped now.
Well, sir, you look most pleased with yourself. In that case, before you put us out of our misery, I would like to ask you a question, if I may. See this fragment? It once haunted your dreams, but now it seems useless to you. What is it exactly?
That is my corpse.
Sorry, what?
My body was once torn into countless pieces and hurled into the swirling chaos of time itself. But even so, my life and will were not extinguished. Every last fragment calls to me. Sooner or later, they shall welcome my return.
What are you even saying?
Huh. So the terror of the Wild Hunt was in fact caused by scattered pieces of your corpse. I guess they don't call you one of the 5 sinners for nothing.
Serendipity guided the fragments to construct an incomplete version of myself, upon which I began collecting more within Wild Hunt sites across the land. But each time, the fragments I obtained were hardly worth mentioning, while that which you hold in your hand was my heart.
So that's why it responded so strongly to you.
Only by retrieving this most critical piece could I gain mastery over the turbulent Kuvaki energies and be fully reborn.
Hence, you fired that first shot, hoping to regain enough power to seize the fragment from me.
Are you completely crazy? Weren't you afraid of dying?
Dying? Such power has no hope of killing me. It may destroy my form over and over, yet always I rebuild it. It may smash my flesh and crush my bones thousands of times and more, but that is of no consequence to me. What truly infuriates me, however, is how you've destroyed my heart. All that suffering, everything I endured, and all for nothing. I've adapted to the strength and flow of this Kuvaki. The next cannon shot will multiply my strength immeasurably. It will not be a full restoration, no, but it will be more than enough to destroy any in this world who stand in my way. Still, I suspect the Kuvaki will have rendered you down to nutrients for my consumption well before you have the time to kneel before me.
Traveler! Behind you! Look at that light!
Dang it! Who fired up the cannon without my say-so?
Its defensive barrier has also been activated, likely in anticipation of interference by malicious actors.
The air is thick with fear and anxiety. It's spooking the birds and beasts. What exactly is going on?
You're here. Looks like this was all part of Rerir's plan. Not only did he plant seeds of suspicion in people's hearts, seems he's now igniting them. Yehoda's gone in to scout out the situation. She'll be back any minute.
I'm back! I'm back! Oh, it's bad out there. Rumors flying everywhere you turn. Something about the Wild Hunt preparing to spawn a wave of monsters, the likes of which we've never seen before. But that's not even the worst of it. Lots of folks don't even believe the cannon can prevent this crisis, so they're getting ready to make a run for it. Others are trying to make a quick buck out of this whole mess.
How could they still be thinking about Mora when such a catastrophe is imminent?
Unprecedented danger brings unprecedented opportunities in its wake. A chaotic situation can bury much wrongdoing. Even those who flee without reserve put themselves at the mercy of the divine. Is it any wonder, then, that some will aim to profit? After all, a gamble that might rewrite one's entire life is hard to come by.
Even so.
Well, seeing as you disapprove of their actions so strongly, Lady Moonchanter, I suggest that you be the one to handle them. Not like that's the only major problem on our plate right now.
Affirmative. We must quell the chaos in Nasha Town as soon as possible. Also, the unexpected activation of the cannon entails a high risk of incorrect operation. This must be stopped in a timely manner.
Well, about that, people have been talking about how someone might come to stop the cannon. They've decided they won't let anyone in.
What? I made that thing! They can't just take it from me! Let me over there! What are they gonna do, stop me?
They might, if Rerir has already formulated some countermeasure. For example, he might have spread a rumor that the Wild Hunt would take your form.
Possibility high. If they view the cannon as Nasha Town's only hope, they are likely to conclude that anyone who tries to stop it must be with the Wild Hunt. We will face strong resistance, but they're just ordinary people. Brute force must be avoided, if possible.
There's no time. Let's go into the town. I'll find some way to calm the townspeople. You find a way to stop the cannon. Oh, you're back. And you have a letter? The Traveler won't make it back in time. So they're heading straight over to Star Sand Shoal instead.
Wait, what? Isn't that the cannon's target? Why would she go there?
Assessing risk level. Maximum.
So if we can't prevent the cannon from being fired...
Then she's prepared for the worst.
And we must ensure that her trust in us is not misplaced. Let's go.
Ah, contrôle. Ok. Mais bon, ça va, ils ont la trouille, il y a juste 3 pauvres cartons qui s'enflamment. Ah, faut que j'aille là-haut? Non, je sais pas. Et je peux pas courir. C'est chiant. Dans cette situation, genre tu cours pour ta vie, hein, tu trottines pas. Hein.
Most of those we've met so far have been attempting to escape, so they haven't gotten in our way. But it won't be so easy from here on out. Looks like they formed groups to protect the cannon. If they believe that we're with the Wild Hunt, we'll have no choice but to force our way through.
Is that Lady Lauma? But are you really her?
Ah, it's you, Rixa. I believe you recognize this power, having lived on Hisi Island for so long. It is not something that anyone else could imitate.
I do, yes. So it really is you, my lady. But why are you here? Really, I believe you, but the others, well, they'll be on high alert.
The townspeople have been misled into believing that they needed to activate the cannon. I am here to stop them.
But...
I know what you wish to say. Our island and Nasha Town have never had close ties. There should be no reason for me to intervene. But you chose to leave the island. You had the resolve and the courage to start a new life. It is unfair, unjust, that you should be dragged into this mess just as that life was about to begin. I seek to redress this injustice, not only for you, but for everyone here who wishes to live their lives free from this chaos. Please, have faith in our long-standing friendship, and that this is where my heart has led me.
Thank you, my lady. Thank you. Please help us.
Then come. I need you to step forward alongside me, and to do your part too.
All right, I understand.
Seems we chose the right person for the job. All right, everyone. Let us meet again later.
Huh? You're not coming with us?
We won't be able to calm this storm by our power alone. As such, I'll need to contact some... let's call them friends in high places, shall we? Let's go, Yehoda.
Okay. See you again, everyone! That is, if we can.
Remember these words. The road shall be paved with truth, and we shall pave it ourselves.
Elle s'est mis en super pouvoir. Et je peux avancer, oui.
Lady Moonchanter, it's her. Everyone, it's her.
You're right, my lady. At times like these, we must rely on ourselves.
Je suis censée aller où, là? Comment ça, je passerai pas? Ah si je veux, madame. C'est qui pleure? Ah, c'est une pitchoune.
Lady Moonchanter, there's a child here.
Avec la chose qu'on a, c'est l'autre.
It's all right now.
Qui a pris son apparence.
Go, quickly.
Ou pas.
You wretched monsters! You're not getting anywhere near the cannon!
The monsters you fear do not exist here.
Ah bah ils sont
The
sympas avec
madness
elle,
you have
right?
fallen to has been the source of untold disasters.
You think we had a choice?
Destiny is no excuse for greed and destruction. The choice has always been yours to make, and it remains so, even now.
Ah mais ils sont ultra racistes. Ah, on dirait la meuf dans Natlan, là, la tante Athéa, qui est morte. Après, ils utilisent beaucoup les mêmes PNJ. Hein. Et ça, c'est dommage.
Thank you for bringing us here. We can quickly overcome the barrier by going upward from over there.
The cannon is all yours now.
Got it. Thanks, Lauma. Inefa, give her a crown kake.
Orders received and immediately deferred. Departure takes priority.
Ouais, c'est sûr, c'est pas le moment pour un gâteau.
Please, everyone, listen to me. I will not deny that we hold different beliefs, but in the face of the immense threat that hangs above us all, we must persist in trusting one another. Otherwise, rifts will surely form, prized open by those who harbor ulterior motives. If your fear is born of helplessness, if you flee because you know not how to fight, then follow me, you who are lost. I am no god, but so long as we hold our candles steady and unite beneath the same moonlight, No deception or rumors can be concealed from us.
Ah oui.
Let us resolve then to defend ourselves and to stand firm against the false illusions by which our foe seeks to beguile us.
Elle en a un sacré pouvoir. Se transformer en cerf et tout.
Let's go,
Ok,
Anafa.
maintenant on est
This
une
way
fois.
up.
Ah. On va pouvoir se fight.
This is making me dizzier than I expected.
Adjusting route.
J'adore comme
Make
elle la
ready.
porte. Merde, j'ai foiré. Allô le jeu. Ah oui, j'ai foiré.
Let's go, Anafa. This way up. This is making me dizzier than I expected.
Adjusting route. Make ready.
Out of the way, small fry.
Pratique ce truc. Hop, détruit les trucs. On peut pas le détruire lui? Ah si. Ah, il faut avoir le bon angle de caméra quoi. Passe-toi.
What happened to the path?
Là j'ai presque plus de vie.
Track missing. Fall imminent.
Come on, come on, come on! And get out of there! Whoa, nice!
Preparing
C'est
barrier
joli.
breakthrough. Brace for impact.
On croirait dans Mario Kart. La route étoile galaxie là. Oh, l'image, elles sont belles. Stylé.
Knuckle Duckle, what are you doing here?
Ah, c'est stylé qu'on puisse tout aller contrôler à tour de rôle et tout. Ok, maintenant il faut affronter ça.
Cleanup sequence initiated. Annihilation mode.
Hop.
Look, a rainbow! No flaw!
Accelerating.
Aïe.
Interference detected. Entering countermeasure mode.
Ready? Feel on this! Lash attack! Easy peasy! What made you think I couldn't take on one of my own designs,
Un peu de
huh?
mal à les maîtriser. Surtout Aino, elle est compliquée, je trouve.
This isn't good enough, we gotta hurry!
Scanning. Kuvaki ammunition fully loaded. Preheating complete. The cannon is going through its final pre-fire checks.
Oh, alright, let's hit the emergency brake!
Assessment. Not enough time. Emergency brake will cause internal explosion of stored Kuvaki. Damage assessment. Incalculable. Nasha Town likely to be blasted skyward.
No, I mean a manual brake, the primitive kind!
A manual brake. Understood. Roger that.
Heureusement qu'il y a un frein manuel.
We are out of time.
All your efforts have been futile. It is too late now.
Perhaps you're right. Why aren't you running?
Sigisato passas sax, intili potuftos. In necritus necrus baptisi, canis omnes tu zonos pentusi. Os esticos palatin pirantur resurcu, topir aetion veratum.
Ah merde, je pensais qu'ils avaient réussi à empêcher le canon. Ah mais quelle femme! Enfin, robot. Un robot. Oh, wow. La puissance du canon. Il a quand même réussi. Ah putain. Je crois qu'il est stylé. Rerir. Ok. Pas le fameux du coup. Il me fait penser au mec dans le jeu Devil May Cry, Dante. Il y a des airs.
Well, that's not good.
Sluggish, torpid. This body is a disappointment.
Ah, t'as pas eu assez de
I can
canon?
barely muster 10% of my original strength. You've ruined everything again.
Let me guess. You didn't get a human body back, did you?
Ah bah, au moins il a un corps, il doit être content.
What's with him?
What the fuck?
Verfnir, Rhindaughter, Flinders.
Watch out! Whatever rationality he still had when he was searching for his body is gone. All that's left is the calamity you see before you. A monster fueled by nothing but his own obsession.
Matters not. Having a heart, being human, it's all irrelevant. Completely and utterly insignificant. You matter not. Does anything in this world? None of it matters to me! Fools. Time to die!
Il est stylé quand même.
You too have the potential to be driven mad by knowledge. But the truths you seek are so insipid, how laughable that you should die for their sake.
You're wrong.
Pour le retour.
The unknown is but a fog to be dispersed. Knowledge is the true pillar of the world. You're not the only one who got stronger. Polonia!
Oh wow. En fait, il est pété. Ah, la cinématique de Zinzin. Hello Nibriam, comment vas-tu?
We're safe?
It seems this young lady aided in our escape. You have my sincere gratitude, dear madam. The flowers here bloom in such peaceful silence. I imagine you would not have invited anyone here were it not an emergency. Oh?
Bah,
I
ça
take
va,
it that
écoute.
means you've been here before then. In that
J'espère que tu pourras
case,
te
I
reposer,
count myself
Nibriam.
fortunate to be your associate.
Columbina! What did you do that for? I studied his abilities inside out, equipped Polonia with comprehensive countermeasures. We were going to settle the score!
But he still broke through, did he not?
What? You expect a battle to be completely one-sided? I just didn't expect him to have no sense of honor whatsoever. Polonia would have been fine in a head-on clash, but battles just get chaotic.
Oh, so you actually thought you could win. Have you been taking care of yourself lately? Your calculations seem to have deviated quite seriously. Perhaps you could try sleeping and rising earlier. Or you could adopt my previous recommendation and...
J'aurai une semaine de 7 jours de taf.
Listen here,
C'est chaud.
Columbina. I tolerated
J'espère
your
que t'auras quand même un
nonsense
week-end.
previously
parce que bon,
because we were
ça fait
colleagues.
beaucoup 7 jours d'affilée.
There's a Fatui warrant out on your head. And don't you forget that. Don't make me fight you right here and now.
Oh, I was just a little concerned about you, that's all. Just like that time when you weren't making any progress with your research. So you went and cooped yourself up all alone.
That was none of your business! And don't you ever drag me out to one of your freaky hovels again! Come on, Polonia! We're leaving!
Well, anyway, thank you. I was worried about you, too. Not only because the remains of the Eternal Moon Goddess cannot fall into his hands, but also because you've done much for me yourselves. And then well, I brought your associate along for the ride, too. But that was as much as I could do.
You're not afraid to speak your mind, miss. I like that. Please, call me Flint. It is my honor to make the acquaintance of one such as yourself.
Still, what do we do now? Rerir's gotten stronger again. At this point, it doesn't seem like we can beat him.
We did block most of the Kuvaki, so I'd say we've put a lid on his plans for now at least. But we still don't know what his aims are, and he may continue gathering power. So we must be very careful.
After you left, I can no longer sense his presence. That means it's safe out there for now, right?
A question, if I may, kind Miss Columbina. When the cannon's Kuvaki beam was deflected earlier, I saw several bolts of energy streak toward Hisi Island, only to be blocked. Did you also have a hand in that?
No.
I see. Curious.
Oh yeah! The cannon veered off course in the end, didn't it? Paimon wonders how Aino and the others are doing. Let's head back and check on them.
In that case, Miss Columbina, I shall not disturb your serenity any longer. Thank you once again for coming to the rescue.
Je suis sur PC avec la manette de PS4.
Do not worry.
Et j'ai mis le jeu en anglais parce que j'avais déjà vu une grande partie du jeu en anglais, donc je m'étais habituée, c'est pour ça. Puis ça fait travailler l'anglais, je me dis voilà.
My strength still isn't returning. It seems my time is running out.
Merde, bichette. J'espère qu'elle va pas mourir quand même. Ah, je pense pas, vu que je crois qu'on peut la jouer, donc ce sera un peu con. Je vais peut-être pas me rendre à pied, hein. Que... Ah, j'avais débloqué ça, ok. Et c'est vrai qu'il faut que j'aille voir une Catherine. J'ai failli oublier. Hop, le TP. Catherine. Où est-ce qu'elle est? Et en face de moi, je suis juste à côté.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Thank you for completing today. Ad Astra Abyssosk. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild.
Run. Ah, j'ai débloqué quelque chose. Ah oui, c'est parce que j'ai eu un nouveau TP. Ok. What the fuck. Du coup, il faut que j'aille là-bas.
Fortunately, we were able to minimize the harm. Only a few townspeople were hurt. But the Rerir of Solnari has now gained a complete form, while we still know nothing about his goals.
It seems we have done something akin to releasing a vicious Kukusaur into the wild.
Le jeu serait supprimé sur la PS4. J'ai pas du tout entendu sur la presse. C'est vrai que le jeu est lourd sur la console. Au début, je l'avais sur PS4, mais j'ai dû supprimer des tas de jeux, quoi. C'est super chiant. Alors j'imagine à ce niveau du jeu, t'as plein de persos, ça doit être super casse-couille.
I'm sorry. Is no one here familiar with Kukusaurs?
Paimon knows what you mean, but that analogy seems more than slightly understated.
He said that this world means nothing to him, so it is possible that he doesn't have a reason to fight us at the moment. If his objective had been revenge alone, we would likely have no recourse.
Is there, still time for me to tender my resignation? Just kidding, just kidding. Don't worry, boss. I know there's no running now.
So my cannon, my pride and joy was a hindrance rather than a help. Ugh, you know what? I'm gonna dismantle it right now. That's right. And it still works on normal wild hunt anomalies. Don't let this get you down, I know.
Flints, we'll need you to attend to the aftermath with the Lightkeepers. Don't worry, I've explained everything to them. You're in the clear.
My thanks. For that and for everything else I hear you did to help us arrive at the truth.
Had you been willing to show yourself in public more often, you would not have been so easy to isolate, you know.
Point taken. I will give that some thought. I suppose that's one way I'd benefit from replacing Sergeant Major Sosi.
You mean you're being promoted? Was Paimon the only one who didn't get that?
Well, if you've got a moment, would you like to come with me?
Tous les jours. Je viens avec lui tous les jours.
There's a certain gentleman I'd like to send off on his final journey. This man was like a lighthouse. Here he lived as if it were a mere matter of course, and brought light and grace to those around him. But people, once used to illumination, are apt to ignore the lantern's presence. Slowly, gradually, he came to think as such himself. I have achieved too little. I must do better. There is more work to be done. Perhaps his end was tragic. But I remain proud of the way in which he illuminated the path for others. Every shadow born of the light shall remember it.
Oh, poor guy.
I've heard that one too. Is that so? Well, you're right. It may seem that our efforts were in vain, that Rerir achieved his goals, but we will pursue him to the last, even if the outcome is not what we wish for. It is not dissimilar to the role of a graveyard keeper. We do not seek to bring the dead back to life, only to grant them peace.
Oh, what are you two talking about? Care to explain? Okay.
Either way,
Pauvre Paimon.
the Lantern Fae is not playing the leading role in these final rites. Lightbearer, with your blood you have paved the road to glory and justice. Even as we hurry on, bruised and battered though we may be, stay a while and look back upon the world and all its love and hatred, until it closes its eyes in the depths of night, and a lantern lit for you alone flickers softly into life. Thank you for everything, Sergeant Major Sosi.
C'est un peu difficile d'avoir de la peine pour le gars, de le prendre au sérieux quand le gars il s'appelle Souci quand même. Enfin, RIP Souci. Tu nous apporteras plus de soucis. Voilà, c'était nul. Allez, bref, quête suivante.
Hey, it's the Wanatar! Should we go after her? Or do you have someone else you'd like to meet?
Alors je veux bien te suivre, mais il faut aller un tout petit peu plus vite. Ah. Non. Oh, elle est sortie de sa grotte.
Columbina! What are you doing here?
Was
Was it not you who recommended such walkabouts to me? Yeah, but aren't you afraid the Fatui will see you? Zandrone seems uninterested in my capture, and the others are unlikely to risk making contact at all. They have more troublesome affairs to deal with. Well, it's good to come out for a walk either way. So, how do you feel? Is Nasha Town to your liking? The flow of Kuvaki is somewhat turbulent, and the people are ill at ease. However... Is this where you purchased the dishes you treated me to? Are you serious? That's what she's concerned about? Berries and fried meat? Well, we can take you to grab a bite if you'd like to. There's all sorts of delicious stuff out here that you won't get to try at home. You've been quite subdued. Thorny questions on your mind, perhaps?
On s'inquiète à propos de tout, hein.
I could not gain any insight into his schemes, I fear. Now that he has donned a shape and form, selling his power short would prove a fatal error. But that power of his plays host to an obsession that borders on mania. I cannot say if that fixation is directed at the moons or at something else. Perhaps understanding the subject of his fixation shall prove key to repelling him in the future. Well, Zandrone's daily routine is highly irregular, while the doctor often orders people around. As for Arlecchino... Was that not what you were curious about? Well then, have you been to that experimental design bureau of theirs? That weapon will play a key role in the Tsaritsa's plan. That's what I've heard, anyway. And what plan is that precisely? Well, I cannot say I care.
Du coup ça on a fait. Hop,
I could look into the Eternal Moon's marrow for you if you wish it so. But after our previous attempt, I suspect your spaceship has been intentionally hidden away. Perhaps someone has certain truths they wish to hide from you, or from others. And I doubt there are many who could accomplish such a feat.
On a fait toutes les questions, je crois.
I still wish to return to the moon that belongs to me. That is where the answers lie buried. That is my true home.
Elle doit sentir tellement loin de chez elle. Ah, acte de terminé.
Interesting. You followed me this far. Why not show your face?
Haha! Right, right. Right you are. I forgot to introduce myself. The name's Varka, Knight of Boreas, and Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius.
Ok. Il va faire alliance. Oh là là, déprime. Super, on va pouvoir monter à nouveau le niveau de l'avocat. Niveau 35, ça c'est cool. Ah bah du coup j'ai fini un acte. Super. Du coup, niveau quête 1, on est à l'acte 3. Ah, patienter pendant 2 jours. C'est long. Ok. Ok, on est bien sur la bonne quête. That's good. Niveau tirage, on en est où? Oh, on va pouvoir faire 1 ou 2 tirages. On va en profiter, il reste que 23 heures. Je peux faire combien là? 5 tirages, mais ça me ferait atteindre, je crois, 42 petits. Il n'y a quasiment aucune chance que je l'ai. Aucune. Mais bon, on y croit parce qu'on est fou. Alors.
It's been a few days since we said bye to the others in Nasha Town. Still no news about Rerir, though. Where could he have slunk off to? If only he was gone for good. But with all the trouble he stirred up before, there's no way we've seen the last of him.
Hello! You must be the traveler in Paimon? Mr. Flint has been looking for you. Unfortunately, there's been a serious wild hunt attack over at the quarry. He thinks it's time to regroup and figure out a plan.
The wild hunt? Oh, uh-oh. We better get over there, right away! Come on, let's go!
Une nation qui n'existe pas. Canaya. Une jolie coupe la dame. Où est-ce qu'il est, Flint? Oh, ça va, c'est à côté. Les petits choux. Ça me stresse, il y a d'autres trucs à récupérer à droite à gauche. C'est qui parle? Ah, ça doit être eux. Waouh, bonjour madame. Un personnage jouable, ça, non? Elle est stylée. Bien qu'on voit pas ses yeux. C'était pour un combat.
I can barely sense any Kuvaki at all. This whole area feels like a soulless husk.
Looks like his appetite truly is insatiable. As if the power of that energy cannon wasn't enough.
He's not seriously still getting stronger? What's his endgame here?
Ah, everyone's here already. Hey, we made it. So, what's going on?
We've all been on high alert since we split up a few days back, expecting Rerir to strike again. But it's like he just vanished into thin air. No one has seen him nor found any trace of his presence. That is, until this morning, when a ratnik found signs of wild hunt activity while out here on patrol. As you can see, the crystalline itself is physically intact, but the Kuvaki it contained is all but completely diminished.
And we're sure that Rerir did this.
Who else? He's the only one who could pull off a stunt like this.
Kuvaki loss has reached critical levels. Rerir of Solnari set to maximum threat level. Warning, unless de-escalation measures are taken soon, he will pose a threat beyond our ability to contain. The consequences could be catastrophic.
Traveler, do you remember when we encountered Rerir just after regaining his body? There wasn't a shred of sanity left. Nothing but madness and rage.
Pour l'instant, je préfère principalement me concentrer sur l'histoire principale.
Yeah, didn't he shout out a bunch of names? Then he started raving about how nothing in this world mattered to him. Oh, Paimon gets chills just thinking about it. Oh, but the thought that he's still out there, lurking somewhere in Nod-Krai, waiting for his chance to strike? Oh, even chillier.
Last time we fought, we were already at a disadvantage. If he has such overwhelming strength, why would he suddenly go into hiding?
Yeah, If I were him and I wanted more Kuvaki, I'd just take it by force. No point staying in the shadows. Unless something went wrong. His whole resurrection thing didn't exactly go smoothly.
The other thing is, how does someone who's completely lost their mind still have the wherewithal to cover their tracks so perfectly?
Beats me.
According to certain medical studies, insanity does not always entail a complete loss of rationality. It may be that he is simply living in a world of his own.
That actually sounds about right. He was ranting away to himself the whole time, like he had zero interest in talking to us.
There are many unanswered questions here. He could be right under our noses, and we'd still be in the dark. Besides his name and title, we know little about him. Certainly nothing about his past, or what he might be hoping to achieve.
Exactly. And we wouldn't even know where to begin looking. Even Boss hadn't heard of the Rerir of Solnari before all this. I'd be willing to bet that even if we gathered together every scrap of intel in Nod-Krai, we still wouldn't find more than, like, 3 useful facts about him.
So, if we do nothing, he'll just keep getting stronger. But if we want to investigate him, we have no idea where to look. Last time we had Marionette and her big robo-buddy to help us, and we still barely held our ground. If we had to face him alone... Oh, Paimon's head hurts just thinking about it. What are we supposed to do against a threat this big?
Well, I do have a little hunch about his next move. Given that he attacked the quarry, I'd say it's likely he'll target other places rich in Kuvaki. Somewhere like the Eye of Krati, or the Pillar of Embla. One thing's for sure. If we just sit back and let him keep absorbing Kuvaki, we really won't stand a chance against him.
A perfectly reasonable hypothesis. However, it is worth noting that these two locations are quite far apart. To investigate them both, we'll need to split up.
I agree, we should split up. Right now, Rerir's goal seems to be gathering Kuvaki, not fighting us directly. Once we're done, let's regroup on Hisi Island.
Wait, why Hisi Island?
If I recall correctly, your largest goddess statue was carved from Kuvaki-rich ore, was it not?
That's right. Yes, it could well be a potential target of his. I should head back and start evacuating the pilgrims.
Splitting up's always gonna be risky. But I guess we don't have much choice, right? We're in a race against time here.
And if we do run into Rerir, what then?
That's when you follow the 3rd rule of treasure hunting. Run like the wind.
Didn't you say the 3rd rule was go with the flow?
I don't know. Did I? Anyway, whatever. In this situation, go with the flow means go find backup.
Agreed. If anyone finds so much as a trace of Rerir, do not pursue him. Get out of the area and alert the rest of us as soon as possible. We need to put safety first.
Oui, du coup, le lore il me plaît. Bah. Sinon, j'en serais pas à Nod-Krai. Il me serait arrêté depuis bien longtemps. Mais non, ouais, le jeu est sympa et là, la partie Nod-Krai aussi est sympa. Compliqué à comprendre, mais sympa. Après, si je devais choisir, pardon, je dirais que ma zone préférée c'était quand même Fontaine. Fontaine, quand même, c'était vraiment bien. Et le fait de mener l'enquête et tout, c'était vraiment sympa aussi.
All right, we'd better get moving. Come on, Ineffa, let's go!
Ok. Alors... Peut-être un peu loin l'enclave de machin chose. que j'aille prendre tous les autres TP quand même. Oh, c'est cette statue, cette zone. Et ces bouboules que je me lasserai jamais de ramasser pour je ne sais toujours pas la raison. C'est pas grave. Oh, cette musique quand même. On va aller prendre le TP. Et la quête, elle est juste là. Juste aveugle. Ah oui, je sais qu'il y a pas mal de gens qui skippent le lore. Je trouve ça bête parce que pour un jeu qui a autant de lore, qui est autant développé, et tous les dialogues, c'est un peu con quoi. Je veux dire, si tu veux juste fight, il y a des jeux de combat faits pour. Hein.
Any leads?
Nope. Diddly squat. No clues to where he might be hiding. It's like he's a ghost. It feels like we're sitting on a powder keg that could go off at any second. Ugh, I hate this feeling. I'd rather face him head on than be left hanging like this.
So, you guys didn't find anything either?
Not loving the word either. How about you, Flints?
I questioned a few Ratniki and eventually narrowed my investigation down to one suspicious individual. But by the time I got to his place, he was already gone.
Ah, c'est pour améliorer l'eau magnéfère. Après, je les ai pas. Bon, je sais pas pourquoi je la ramasse, mais au moins si je les ai, je pourrais rapidement les améliorer de niveau.
Almost as if he knew someone was on to him. Either that or he's just extremely cautious and doesn't stay in one place for long.
He's been biding his time for a while now. The question is, where or what is his next target?
No idea. Since regaining his body, he seems to have lost all interest in the fragment in my possession. If he did still want it, he's had plenty of chances to take it.
All we can do now is hope that Ino and Anefa turn up some leads. Darn it, Rerir! If you've got the guts, come face me one-on-one! Wait, he's actually here? I didn't mean it! I swear!
No, it's coming from Silver Moon Hall. The Lady Kutar might be in danger.
Let's get over there, quick!
Oh la pauvre. Ah, c'était de justesse, hein, le sauvetage.
Why is he attacking the damselette? What's going on?
No time for questions. Stop him!
This is insane.
Yehuda, get Kutar out of here!
On it.
Look where your feeble light has gotten you. Now, you shall plunge into darkness. Soon, I will find a way.
Watch out!
Oh putain. Oh, ça s'est joué de peu.
Find them. Even if it means turning this place to ashes.
Oh wow, la cinématique de fou. Par contre, ils ont tout misé dans l'animation, quoi, c'est incroyable.
That was too close!
Oh, we barely made it out of there alive! What's that guy's deal? How'd he get so crazy strong?
He's a threat to this entire nation. I doubt his strength could even be measured by conventional standards.
I have a question.
Ouais, bah, j'imagine
When me and
qu'après il doit être
Anatha
beaucoup
showed
plus
up,
fort, du
we
coup.
saw him chasing after this lady like he wanted her dead. What was that all about?
We weren't there for the whole thing either. They were already duking it out by the time we arrived.
Yeah, we didn't see how it all started. It all escalated so quickly, we had no choice but to step in.
Kutar, can you shed any light on the situation?
Kutar. Cross-checking database. I see. So you're the one that the Frost Moon Scions refer to as the Moon Goddess?
Wait, she's the moon goddess? Oh, no wonder she looks just like all those statues.
There are many reasons why people might worship the moon, and just as many why they might despise it. I've never met that person before, but there was no mistaking his deep-seated hostility towards me. Why he holds me in such contempt, I cannot say. But since he hunts the power of the moon, it's no surprise that I am a target.
Kutar.
There are many potential motives. For instance, you help the traveler escape his grasp. This could be his way of taking revenge. It is also possible that he covets the Kuvaki inside you and seeks to take it for his own. The list goes on. But right now, devising a counter strategy should be our #1 priority. The likelihood of this location being discovered is close to 100%.
A counter strategy? But we don't stand a chance against an enemy like this. Surely our only option is to run. He's not gonna chase us to the end of the world, right? So as long as we can sneak out of Nod-Krai undetected. No, I can't say that. Come on, Yehoda, this is serious stuff. You can't suggest we all just chicken out.
Running is our only option.
Huh?
You seem surprised, but what other choice do we have? We are facing an enemy we cannot possibly defeat in battle.
Elle a pas tort.
Well, I mean, yeah, but still.
It's not too late. I can distract him, so you have plenty of time to make your escape.
Wait, what? You're gonna act as bait?
Doesn't that make sense? I'm the one he's after. There's no need for you to risk your necks on my behalf. A coyote doesn't stop for bypassers while it's howling at the moon.
Ouais, j'avoue, je l'aime bien aussi,
What
Jaouda.
is it,
Elle est
Llama?
drôle.
The Frost Moon Scions have already grown accustomed to life without their goddess. My presence here is no longer essential, and this is not my home, so you needn't ask me to stay.
We can't just roll over and let him get away with this. That
That's not our style! Yeah, we can't just call it quits after everything we've been through together. Besides, she'd pretty much saved my life back there. If I just ditched her now, I'd never forgive myself.
We can't overlook that you have saved our lives multiple times now. To talk of returning the favor would be a little crass for my liking. But suffice to say that we are friends, and friends look out for one another.
Rerir's true objective remains unclear. Even if we were to sacrifice Muskutar, there's no guarantee he would stop.
But...
Kutar, I know why you left the Frostmoon Scions so long ago. It was because people started treating prayer as a form of trade. They would make self-centered wishes, force you to accept meaningless offerings in return, and then expect you to perform miracles for them, as if that were their entitlement. If it were me, I might have walked away too. But I believe that time can change everything, and that sometimes it takes losing something precious to appreciate its true worth. After much reflection, I've realized that this was never about whether the Frostmoon Scions need you. Any relationship based on need is purely transactional. What I truly hope is that you'll choose to stay, not out of obligation, but as part of our family. You were born here, and now you've returned. Who knows? Perhaps it was the moonlight that guided you home.
Thank you, Lauma. But my power is on the wane. I'm afraid I will be of little use to you now. Very well then. I'll do as you say.
Both times you saved us, we were transported across great distances in an instant. Is that one of your powers as the Moon Goddess?
It is, but I find it very draining. I barely managed to pull it off just now, and it will be some time before I'm strong enough to do so again. Rejected by the world, my power is dwindling. Like a lake cut off from its source, slowly shrinking away. Now, it has almost run dry.
What do you mean, rejected by the world?
The 3 moons belonged to the ancient bygone era in which they came into being. From the moment I was born, the world itself has been steadily sapping away at my strength. The 3 moons are not one and the same. As the goddess of the Frost Moon, I cannot wield the powers of the other 2. Yet moonlight has a way of blending together. Each can reflect the other's glow. So when our fingers touched, I was able to restore my strength by drawing Kuvaki from the eternal moon's marrow. But this method of recovery is painfully slow. If only we could find the...
It's the Wild Hunt!
Even faster than we expected. We'll have to finish this conversation later.
See how those Wild Hunt creatures are running away from us. They're likely just a scouting party, which means Rerir won't be far behind.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's get the heck out of here!
Ah, une quête en cours. Oh, on peut jouer ici. Ouais.
The long sleep beckons.
Oh, they just keep coming! This is driving me nuts!
Rerir's closing in on us. We need to pick up the pace.
There's too many of them! And this time, we can't fall back on Kutar's health to escape!
Oh là là,
This goes on much
tellement
longer.
satisfaisant.
The night cometh. Be silent.
c'est gameplay très difficile.
Go claw! The rainbow!
Be silent. Beware the creatures of the night.
Receive my blessing. With one heart, we pray.
Calculation. Error. Annihilation mode. Accelerate. Cleanup sequence initiated.
Ready? Being done!
Son épée, elle est incroyable par contre.
What's the matter? Bit off more than you could chew?
Who are you?
Uncle Varka! You're back from Amsvartnir?
Whoa! You're Varka? Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius?
We could save the intros for later. Right now, let's get you all out of this hellhole. Follow me. I know somewhere you'll be safe.
Oh, is that where I think it is?
That's the one. Come on, move! There's no time to waste.
Wow! Where are we? This is so well hidden.
Well, that goes without saying. This is the Knights of Favonius' meeting place in Nod-Krai, and a contact hub for the Northern Intelligence Network. AKA, the black market of intel. No matter what faction you're with, it's the place to buy and sell information. Their headquarters are in Nod-Krai, but they've got contacts in every nation. As an expeditionary force on foreign soil, working with them has offered us the most effective way of getting our hands on reliable local intel. This is where we meet, so naturally, it's secure. Anyway, where were we? Folks from Nod-Krai should be pretty familiar with me by now, but I believe this is the first time we've met. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Varka, Knight of Boreas, and Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius.
We've heard all about you. This meeting's been a long time coming. You look way younger than Paimon expected.
Ça, j'avais jamais vu cette épée.
Definitely have that Grand Master vibe.
Mais alors, stylé quand même.
Well, I'm no spring chicken. Just not showing my age yet. Definitely feeling some of that back pain today, though. Rushed back from Amsvartnir without a wink of sleep, only to get right into another fight with that freshly revived maniac.
Another? You mean you fought him before?
Yep. He wasn't nearly as strong back then, but he was still a formidable foe. I brought some of the knights along to give him a little surprise, but he saw us coming from a mile off. My squad took heavy injuries, and I barely made it out alive myself. We knew it might have been our last chance, so we staked everything on it. But still, it wasn't enough to stop him. I tried tracking him down afterwards, but he didn't leave a trace. Even in his unhinged mental state, he's as cautious as any trained operative. So, I decided to come find you. And as luck would have it, turned up to find you being ambushed by the Wild Hunt. The rest, you already know.
Is that why he's been frantically absorbing Kuvaki these past few days? Because he sees you as a threat?
Maybe I'm part of the equation, but even if I weren't, I'm sure he'd still be gathering power. He's clearly working up towards something.
Note to self, Uncle Varka's strength rating officially upgraded.
Guess it's my turn to ask questions now. So, what exactly has been happening in Nod-Krai? Why has the Wild Hunt returned in humanoid form? And why is it after you?
That's a long story, but I'll try to make it quick.
Wow, I had no idea so much had happened. Sounds like you guys have really been through it. So, the Kutar is actually a Fatui Harbinger. And all this wild hunt activity in Nod-Krai is the work of the Rerir of Solnari, one of the 5 sinners. Oh, that's a lot to take in. Need some time to wrap my head around it all.
I'm truly sorry, Mr. Varka. You stood with us against the Wild Hunt, and did everything you could to stop it from escalating into a full-blown catastrophe. And then, the one time you're away, it all comes to a head and all your hard work gets undone.
You've got nothing to apologize for, Miss Moonchanter. You can plan 100 steps ahead and still slip up. That's just life. No one knows what tomorrow holds. You can't predict which way the wind will blow next. And, to be perfectly honest, I can't say I'm surprised. For all the times we've defeated the Wild Hunt in the past, we've never been able to completely wipe it out. Turns out, we were just delaying the inevitable. But now that a new variable has come into play, fate may well take a different course.
A new variable? You mean... us?
Who else? And in a strange way, I think his resurgence might not be an entirely bad thing. The Wild Hunt is like an unrelenting force of nature, but Rerir is an individual with an agenda. He's gotta have a weak spot somewhere. That said, while I was explaining everything just now, some of the points that Mr. Flint's added caught my attention.
You mean about our mystery ally?
That's right. From what you've said, not only did they lead you straight to some key files, they also shielded Hisi Island from a lethal Kuvaki blast. I don't know who or what could pull something like that off. Heck, even Miss Columbina doesn't have a clue.
I hadn't heard the story about those files. Would you mind repeating their titles for me?
Wild Hunt Phenomena Log, a Nod-Krai and Ratnik's Field Journal, and Kuvaki Survey Log.
Oh. No. Still doesn't ring a bell.
Another dead end. Guess all we can do now is hope that our mystery ally keeps showing up when we most need them. Still, it's safest to assume they won't be intervening again. From here on out, we'll have to resolve this crisis by ourselves. Your intel also explains something else I've been wondering about. The reason I led my team to Amsfarnir was because we'd had reports about a possible source of the Wild Hunt showing up there. But once we looked into it, it turned out to be a red herring. I don't know who was behind it, but clearly, it served its purpose. I doubt it's by chance that he happened to make his comeback while my attention was diverted. And from everything you told me, it sounds like his scheming began well before his return. So maybe luring me away was all a part of his plan. But is it even possible that he orchestrated all of this by himself? The Moon Maiden and the Rerir of Solnari, in Nod-Krai of all places. The way everything is unfolding, it can't be a coincidence.
So, what do we do now? Got any ideas?
Right now, we've got at least 3 things to consider. Let's go through them one by one. First, we need to figure out how to take down Rerir. If we can't beat him in a straight-up fight, the rest won't even matter. To my knowledge, the bulk of Nod-Krai's fighting force is already gathered here. But even with everyone united, we're still no match for Rerir in his current state, let alone with his power still growing.
What if there was a way to tap into a new power of our own?
How so?
Have you thought of something, Columbina?
3 moons once watched over this world. The Eternal Moon was the largest. The Frost Moon was the brightest. And the Iridescent Moon was the most mysterious. They say that back then, the 3 moon goddesses wielded immense power. Enough to shape the workings of the world itself. I now bear the Frost Moon's power, and the Eternal Moon's marrow resides within the Traveler.
Hold on. Are you suggesting?
The iridescent moon. The last piece in the puzzle.
That's right. If we can find the iridescent moon's marrow, I will be able to regain my strength much more quickly.
The 3 moons are said to stir the tides and illuminate all things. Perhaps they hold further secrets beyond our understanding.
According to my analysis, the solution is feasible. However, it is subject to one major condition. How do we locate the iridescent moon's marrow?
I know a way, but we will need to visit the Fatui's Experimental Design Bureau.
The Experimental Design Bureau? Are you saying we need to involve Marionette?
Yes. I must speak with Sandrone.
It's a long way from here to the Experimental Design Bureau. There's a high chance you'll be spotted. You shouldn't go alone.
Then that's settled. Next up, our second priority. Somehow, we need to figure out Rerir's end goal. As you saw for yourselves, when he was still in his wild hunt form, everything he did was for the sake of recovering his body and resurrecting himself. His first act since then, after laying low for a while, was to try and assassinate this young lady. People's obsessions often reveal their greatest vulnerabilities. There must be a reason why he despises the moon so deeply. Perhaps it sheds some light on his title, the Rerir of Solnari. The Wild Hunt has plagued Nod-Krai for centuries now. If we want to stop it for good, we have to get to the root cause of what's driving it.
It's true. We still know very little about him. If Kuthar hadn't given us that lead, we wouldn't even know his name.
But where would we even start? I doubt even the Intel Queen of Nod-Krai has a clue, and she has info coming out of her ears.
Oh? That's a rather hasty conclusion for someone who's so painstakingly meticulous when it comes to dealing with machines.
Ah! She hurt me!
Boss! What are you doing here?
I'm now asking myself the same question. I received a letter from a humble knight of Favonius, requesting a meeting to discuss a major business deal. But it looks like this humble knight had something else in mind.
Details, details. Miss Nefer, the important thing is that you've arrived at the perfect time. Since his failed ambush, I've been racking my brains trying to come up with a plan to fight Rerir. Given the severity of the situation, I think it's fair to say that our only chance lies in uniting as one. And I'm talking all the factions in Nod-Krai. We can't do this without the Curatorium, but I knew it'd be a tough job to win you over. So, I took the liberty of reaching out for a little chat.
Wait a sec. How did you even hear about this place, Nefer? Didn't you say this is meant to be the Knights of Favonius' meeting spot? And a contact hub for the Northern Intelligence Network? And isn't it supposed to be super hidden?
You really think he could have gotten settled in Nod-Krai without my help? Besides, I'm the one running this gig. Of course I know where the meeting place is.
Allow me to introduce the current head of the Northern Intelligence Network. If it's intel you're after, she's your woman. Pretty much seen and heard it all.
Please spare me the flattery. Let's cut to the chase. Seems like you've run into some trouble, huh? Well, this certainly qualifies as an unforeseen crisis. On behalf of the Curatorium of Secrets, I wish you all the best of luck.
Merci, merci.
So you're just going to sit this one out?
Why should I get involved? What could possibly be in it for me?
What if we told you we can't do this without you?
Oh? Then I'd say, you'd better make it worth my while. I don't work for free.
I can't put a price on something like this. It's just not in my nature. But then again, you and I have always been polar opposites in this regard. So I can't exactly say I didn't see this coming. If you insist on compensation, I will pay you. Consider this a formal commission. Sound fair?
You just don't give up, do you? Too bad. I know you well enough to know you can't afford my prices. The riskier the job, the more it'll cost. And a moon chanter's stipend isn't exactly generous. Unless you're planning to start passing the donation box around among the faithful.
Boss, just a thought. If they come up short, maybe you can take the difference out of my next few paychecks. Things got really dangerous during the fight with Rerir. If this girl hadn't saved me, I'd be ley line fodder by now. I'd be gone for good, boss. If there's any way we can make this work, I'd really like to help her. Please? I'm begging you.
This is why I'm always telling you never accept favors. They are the hardest debts to repay. You have to be careful who you get involved with, or you invite all kinds of misfortune. Very well, Yehoda, I will help. But just this once. Don't count on this happening again. Flynn's, that fragment that Rerir was after, do you still have it on you?
Of course.
Let me borrow it. I need it to follow up on some leads.
Wait, you actually have some leads?
Shh. This is top secret information.
I get it. We all have things we'd rather keep to ourselves. Plus, I know we can count on you, so we'll leave the intel gathering in your hands. And that brings me to the third and final item. We need to find a way to distract him. We need time to make our move, so someone will have to stall him. I'm in for this part, no matter what. Anyone coming with?
Count me in too.
Come off it, you two. Quit playing heroes. I'm way ahead of you here. Nefa did a scan of the Moon Goddess's Kuvaki signature, and we're gonna use it to make some decoys over at the Kramkake craft shop. Anyone who's in, follow me. Once they're ready, we'll deploy the decoys across Nod-Krai. So as long as the rest of you keep moving, he won't catch on to your scent and won't be able to track you down.
I like it. Genius idea.
No biggie.
All right then, we'll split into 3 teams. Once your team has finished their mission, return here and wait for the others. Dismissed!
Oh wow. Oh, c'est stylé.
Lady Damselette. Wait, and you two? What are you doing at the Kuvaki Experimental Design Bureau? We've been doing our best to mind our own business lately. But if you're just gonna waltz up here like this, you're seriously pressing your luck. Don't blame us for doing what we have to.
Huh! You really think that's gonna scare us off?
We're not looking for any trouble. I just want to see Zandrone.
Do I need to remind you that you're still a wanted fugitive for deserting us? Out of consideration for our former ties and the crisis we're all up against, we'll let you leave in one piece. But don't even think about trying to get inside.
Let them in.
But...
Are you going to make me repeat that?
No, my lady.
Zandrone seems to be in a good mood. Must be maintenance day.
So tell me, to what do I owe the honor this time? Actually, before you answer that, just so we're clear, we're not colleagues anymore, Columbina. I don't owe you anything.
I promise it's nothing big.
It seems like you've gotten the wrong idea here.
The only reason I let you in was because I was bored. It seemed like a way to kill some time and satisfy my own curiosity. Whatever miscalculations I may or may not have made in the past, I haven't lost the plot enough to even consider sticking my neck out for your sakes.
I'd like to speak with Arlecchino.
What? Huh? You mean the knave?
I'd like to speak with Arlecchino. Is she in Nod-Krai?
No, she's not. Once the work on this facility was completed, she went back with the Rooster and Regrator. The only ones in Nod-Krai are me and... What is it you need to speak to her about anyway?
Rerir is hunting me. If I'm going to face him, I must first retrieve the lost moon. Is that a no, then?
As if I need reminding. I was this close to settling things with him before someone decided to whisk me away to their weird little garden.
Have you held any tea parties lately?
Tea parties? Yeah, obviously. You don't seriously think we'd pack it all in just because you aren't here. If anything, they've been more eventful than ever. Just me, Arlecchino, and a bunch of insolent, insensitive guests who won't stop asking where you've gone. Oh, they've been a real joy.
I bet you served them the worst tea you have. Just like you used to do to me when I upset you.
Who cares about how good the tea is when there's no one around to drink it? I keep losing people. First Rosaline, now you. I'm running out of people who can make me laugh. Honestly, what could be more ridiculous than a multi-centenarian goddess who's only ever had the plain herbal tea she received as offerings?
You'd always brew a different type of tea for me each time. Was it really just to see how I'd react?
Well, duh. Why else? Watching you squirm was practically my only form of entertainment. Oh, yeah. And Capitano sometimes used to bring Tartaglia around, too. But I guess we won't be seeing him again. Well, I guess we are overdue for a get-together. Polonia! Have Febronia pass a message to Arlecchino for me. It's time for tea. Will suffice.
Pass along a message for me, too, if you would. My body cannot contain the marrow of 2 moons, so I'll be leaving one of them in her care.
Excuse me? Who said you were on the guest list? If my tea meant that much to you, maybe quitting the Fatui wasn't your brightest move. Back when you were under the Tsaritsa's protection, no one would have dared come at you so openly.
But that protection didn't come for free. In fact, I paid dearly for it. At the end of the day, it was just another transaction. I just got tired, that's all. I never wanted any part in their grand ambitions, and I've had enough of being treated like a bottomless supply of power. It brings back memories from the old days, when I was still worshipped as the moon goddess. Centuries on, it may be a different group of people, but I see the same greed in their eyes.
I figured you'd leave eventually. You didn't have as much of a reason to stay as I do. The Tsaritsa gave you shelter and protection, but that was it. Nothing more, nothing less. Meanwhile, the Fatui demanded everything from you in return, until it was more than you could bear. I get why you left. And frankly, I have no interest in dragging you back just because the higher-ups told me to. But if you keep hanging around with this riffraff,
The next time we cross paths, we might be enemies for real.
Guess that's our cue to leave.
That might be your plan. But it sounds like someone else wants you to stay a little longer.
Huh? What do you mean?
See for yourselves.
My lady, it's the Wild Hunt. A horde of monsters is headed straight for the facility.
Ugh, another uninvited guest trying to crash my tea party. Clear the area! I'll handle this.
Wait, what? You want us to leave you here by yourself?
Huh, you'll be lucky to make it out of this alive. You really think you can afford to worry about me? Go on, get out of here! You may have stopped Polonia from crushing him last time, but I've made sure that won't happen again. The entire Experimental Design Bureau is rigged for war. Stay and watch if you want, but it'll be at your own risk. You're not flagged as friendlies in the weapons system. Don't tell me what to do! Look, if you're leaving, make it quick, or you'll just get in my way. There's a secret passage on the second floor. It'll take you right to the plains out back. Stare all you want, Columbina. You're not getting another invitation to my tea party.
I know. But thank you anyway, Zandrone.
This is exactly why you shouldn't hang around with those people. All their melodrama and sentimental nonsense is rubbing off on you. Come on then, Mr. Rerir. Let's pick up where we left off. It's your Wild Hunt monstrosities versus my beautiful creations. Let's see who comes out on top.
Bon, son armée elle est stylée, mais je suis pas sûre que ça suffise. Hein. Oui, c'est ça, elle se force à pas être gentille. Elle veut se donner l'image qu'elle est méchante alors qu'en fait elle est super sympa. Ah, c'est moi qui commande. Oh, trop bien. Ah, mais ça tourne pas vite, c'est tout. Allez, crevez tous, bordel, dégage. Dégage, aussi. Qui aurait cru qu'un jour je jouerais une mitraillette dans Genshin. Allez, ça dégage. Ah, déjà fini, dommage. C'était rigolo. Ah, encore. Trop bien. Ah oui. Je pense que c'est carrément des lance-grenades. Oh, comme ils volent, j'adore. Comment ça a changé, Genshin? Il y a presque un strike. Oh, oh le strike. C'était beau. Oups. Allez, ça dégage. Ouais, c'est vrai qu'il est un petit peu long le passage. Je trouve que ça change. Encore? Bordel, maintenant on est sniper. Mais si j'avais voulu jouer à GTA, j'aurais demandé. Hein. Qui m'agresse? Heureusement qu'on les one-shot, sinon ce serait compliqué. Ah, je sais pas tirer. Ok.
Deploy all backup units. Get in there and hold the line.
Ah, mais travail plus satisfaisant que Sniper quand même.
They're more patient than I thought. Whatever. This is where the real fun begins.
Là, ce serait quand même plus facile si ça se tournait un tout petit peu plus vite quand même.
Don't worry. Once this is over, I'll put you all back together again. I promise.
Ah! Comment ça endommagé? Qui m'endommage?
Finally, the Rerir himself.
Merde, je peux plus tirer. Pour ça doit être scripté. Enfin, j'espère. Ah, bonjour. Ah. Bah, rip. Là, c'était sûr que les robots allaient pas suffire.
Polonia, get him! I've upgraded Polonia again since our last encounter, and uploaded every last scrap of your data. So let's finish this, once and for...
She's not here. Where did she go?
Hey! Over here, you big...
Il y a tellement pas de respect.
Cursed moon.
On en parle 2 secondes de
Go.
cette tech.
Keep searching. She cannot have gotten far.
Ah, ben on saura pas ce qui s'est passé. Et de l'autre côté, c'est beaucoup plus calme.
So this
Ouais,
is
presque
your
sous mes
method
roues.
for investigating Rerir's past. It almost looks like some kind of ceremony.
Good deduction. But it's quite a different affair from what you're used to with the Frost Moon Scions.
Whoa! First time I've ever been in here. Boss always said it was off limits, so I pictured some kind of creepy dungeon. But it's actually kinda nice. Oh, I guess this must be Sumero decor? That's where Boss is from. And that nice shopkeeper who sold me my treasure compass.
Ah bon bah j'avais raison en plus.
I'm not sure exactly what you've got planned, but it looks like you're all set. When do we begin?
Whenever we wish. But for some reason, I've got a feeling this isn't going to end well. I've never faced Rerir myself, but from what you've told me, his power is beyond anything I could imagine. I, on the other hand, am just an ordinary businesswoman. Our paths should never have crossed, yet here I am, forced to make an enemy of him.
If you ask me, you're about as far from ordinary as it gets. So what are you saying? You're getting cold feet?
Once I take a job, there's no backing out. Still, I have to ask myself if the power I'm relying on will even work on an opponent of this caliber. And also how to make sure I come out of this alive if things spiral out of control. Death is the one thing we can take for granted. It is the great equalizer, however fortunate or unfortunate we may otherwise be. So it's important to consider how to spend what lifespan we have left.
Come on, boss. Lighten up. Quit talking about death. It's bad luck.
For once, I agree with you. When you're up against a foe like Rerir, there's no such thing as being too prepared. Is there anything I can do to help?
That won't be necessary. I've already made up my mind. Time to cash in a precious favor I've been saving for a rainy day. Yehoda, I need you to find someone for me. The sooner the better.
Find who?
That shady merchant who sold you an overpriced treasure compass the other day.
Come on, boss. You're pulling my leg again. In what way is she shady? She showed up when I was completely lost and sold me a neat little gadget that was exactly what I needed. Trust me, she's a good person. Anyway, I know who you're talking about. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Quit grabbing me. I genuinely can't run any further.
Hey, aren't you?
What is it? What's the big rush? You dragged me out of a dream where I was literally swimming in Mora. I'm charging double my usual attendance fee. See, look how easygoing she is. After that rude awakening, she could have completely snapped at us. But instead, she kept it together and just asked for an extra fee.
Ouais, mais en même temps, elle serait prête à tout pour des sous, elle.
Bay? I never would have pictured you two doing business together.
If you want to make it big in Nod-Krai, it's all about connections. Lady Nefer just so happens to have a lot of intel that interests me. And she also did me a big favor in the past. It was back when I first arrived in Nod-Krai. My trusty assistant, the genie in my lamp, had an adverse reaction to the Kuvaki and fainted. And wouldn't you know it, that's when I suddenly find myself in a life-or-death situation. Good thing my compatriot was there to swoop in and save the day. I've been giving her a 30% discount off all of my goods ever since. Now, so that no one here feels left out, I'm willing to extend a 20% discount to fellow friends of Boss Nefer. Plus, any other friends you send my way will enjoy 10% off. What can I say? The great Lord Sangamabe is nothing if not generous. So, let me guess. You've run into some trouble? I've got everything you could possibly need. And the more you buy, the more you'll save.
You guessed correctly. What have you got in the way of survival gear?
The one type of gear I've never been short on. What are you looking for? A jetpack fresh from the Academia's labs? An ancient suit of armor dredged up from the bottom of the sea? At the very least, I need to know what kind of opponent you're dealing with here. If even you're worried about staying alive, it must be pretty serious.
What if I told you it's someone with the power to bring a nation to its knees?
Is that so? Then we really are talking top-shelf treasures. I don't have anything like that in stock right now. I'll have to ask my supplier.
Your supplier?
A powerful woman, make no mistake. I can't reveal her identity, but luckily for you, I hear she's planning to visit Nod-Krai in the near future. If you're willing to wait, I can ask her when she's here. Can't say exactly how long that'll be, though.
Then, let me put it another way. What would you do if you encountered an enemy like that? Roll over and serve yourself up on a silver platter?
Of course not. I have a handy little trinket from one of my generous suppliers, which... Hold on. What exactly are you getting at? No, no! This is for my personal use only!
Let's just say I'm borrowing it, all right? Just for insurance purposes. You'll get it back later. Favors are the worst kind of debt to owe, and now you've got a chance to repay one. A win-win situation, don't you think?
Fine. You can borrow it for 5 days. No, make that 3. And for every extra hour after that, I'm charging you 1 million mora. Deal?
Deal.
What a way to start the day. Now, was there anything else you wanted? Or can I go back to bed now?
That will be all. Take care now. Don't trip up on your way back, friend.
See you later! You're my favorite shopkeeper.
Excellent. Everything is well and truly ready. The ceremony can now begin. After initiating the ceremony, your minds will follow me wherever I go. You will see many strange things in your mind's eye. So remember, don't be frightened, and don't make a sound. Now then, let us peer into the Rerir of Solnari's past. I made it. I don't recognize this style of architecture. Must be Khaenri'ah. Simple furnishings, table and chairs. It's a more ordinary house than I might have expected. Looks like the fearsome Rerir of Solnari came from surprisingly humble beginnings. Unless this passed for luxury in Khaenri'ah. Unlikely. It was said to be a very prosperous nation in its heyday. Anyway, I'll keep exploring.
On va quand même regarder aux alentours avant. Ok, juste des boîtes de rangement. Pas voir, non? Oh dommage, on aurait pu regarder ce qu'il y avait et tout, mais... On est juste dans un espèce de château, on dirait. Un d'autre à fouiller.
Hi, Rerir. Since you're working extra hours tonight, I thought I'd keep myself busy by checking out that new kebab shop. I've heard good things about their menu. I'll test it out, and if it's as good as everyone's saying, let's go back together sometime. P.S. New stash from the Universitas Magistrorum. I brought some goodies home. A few teacups and a pin rack. Hope you like them.
They didn't sign their name, but they must have been close. Sounds like they were living together.
I went over to Joseph's for drinks today. They have a fine collection, but I went alone. Felindis was tied up with something and couldn't make it. Joseph asked why I came alone, but I didn't really have an answer. He then went on to ask about other things. If you ask me, someone who asks that many personal questions is too nosy for their own good. But if he invites me again, chances are I'd still go.
Felindis. That's the same name Rerir mentioned.
Crane imports keep falling. If things don't pick up, we'll soon be back to meat and mushrooms only. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of that new type of mushroom everyone's been into lately. Didn't it start out as a lab-grown variety? I heard it's even mildly corrosive. Seriously, why would you even eat something like that? I don't care if it's an impressive feat of alchemy. That just isn't the kind of thing I like to eat.
Grain has to be imported, and they're eating a diet of mostly meat and mushrooms. Could it be because Conria is underground, so it doesn't get much sunlight? That would explain why they use so much stone in their buildings. They even use alchemically modified strains for food. Seems like the people of Conria don't have many options when it comes to dining.
I've just about saved up enough now. Time to buy it and keep it somewhere safe.
Making a big purchase. I wonder what it is.
Ah, il n'y a plus de... doublage. Oui.
He really is a professional. No wonder he's so good at covering his tracks. Despite what he's become, it seems like he's retained certain habits, at least in this regard. Did Rerir rip it out himself?
Before I met you, I was convinced that my heart was nothing more than a stagnant pool. The burial place of a fallen moon. A withered, windless grove where the waters rested forever unrippled. It was you who helped me see that my heart hadn't entirely withered away. That it could still beat to the rhythm of love.
This is just trivial sentimentality from the looks of it. Why would he go to the trouble of hiding
Comme
that?
c'est romantique.
The burial place of a fallen moon.
Moi aussi j'aimerais bien que quelqu'un m'écrive comme ça. Ah quoique du coup je sais pas si la personne à qui écrivait ça a été destinée. Vu que c'est resté sur le bureau.
Rerir, over here.
Oh, Densleaf. Densleaf? Pardon.
Dane! Oh, and, Vediflin here? What a surprise to see you here,
Ah, c'était
sir.
Rerir.
Hello there, Rerir. You need not address me so formally outside of court. He doesn't get that much free time, so I invited him over for a drink. Even the court prophet deserves a break every now and then, right?
Well,
Mais quel beau gosse,
I'm
en fait.
flattered.
So, what are we discussing today?
Hey, don't look at me. As far as I see it, we don't need an excuse to have a few drinks.
Come on, don't give us that. Didn't you say you were about to pop the big question? How's that coming along?
Who'd have thought the great Twilight Sword was an even greater gossip?
I just didn't expect you to be the first one to settle down and get married, that's all.
Ils veulent pas nous le montrer,
Yeah.
hein, Densleaf. J'ai cru que
If you
c'était
told me
lui.
that a few years ago, I wouldn't have believed you either.
So, are you planning to come clean about your job then? I'm guessing you still haven't told her.
Sure, I'll have to tell her at some point. But I'll need to pick the right time and place. To be honest, I have no idea how she'll take it.
Je serai de la place de la nana, je
Come
dirais
on,
oui, non.
stop being such a pessimist. For all you know, she could be thrilled. I bet she'll be much more impressed by your actual job than the one she thinks you're doing now. A member of the King's Guard. Quite the cover story. Does the king himself even know?
Of course he does. Anyway, enough about me.
Ouais, j'avoue,
How
ils
you
auraient
been?
pu montrer, surtout que c'est pas
Me?
comme si on l'avait jamais vu.
Same old, nothing much to...
Ou au moins montrer ses mains, ses bras,
What's
je sais
up,
pas.
Ed?
Là, on a l'impression qu'il parle tout seul.
It's
Rerir.
nothing.
Vediflin, Dainsleif's elder brother. Renowned throughout the court of Conria as the Visionary, and said to possess a wisdom far beyond the reach of any ordinary man.
And yet, despite the gulf between us, he seems to have something to say about me. Does he even know me? Does he see me as a friend of his brother, or just another of the Vinster King's blades? Why did he react so strongly? Was it really to do with what we were talking about?
Brown, curly hair and brooding blue eyes. So this is what Rerir looked like back in the day. Perfectly normal. No different from anyone else. As frightening as this monster is in the present, there's something even more unsettling about seeing the human he used to be.
Ok. On va vraiment dans le souvenir du souvenir du souvenir. Souvenirception. Oh, trop stylé. Le reflet. Ah, c'est donc elle, sa nana.
Thelindis? You're back early.
Ah, c'est elle.
Our equipment's being serviced today, so I got off earlier than usual. How's your day been? Aw, why the long face? Is something the matter? Has your boss been giving you a hard time again?
Went for a drink with Dane and the others after work.
Isn't that a good thing?
Rediffusion showed up today too. You know, Daneslif's older brother.
Ah, Mr. Rediffusion. Yes, I've heard of him. They say that everything he says ends up coming true.
He overheard Daneslif mention that I'd recently proposed, and seemed to have an issue with it. But when I asked what it was, he kept it to himself.
So, you're worried? You can be such a child sometimes, Rerir. We're nobodies. Why would the Visionary be concerned about us? I'm sure someone in his position has much bigger fish to fry.
Maybe you're right.
You worry too much, Rerir. We've been together for ages now, and everything's been going so well, has it not? You've even proposed to me.
So, you do remember. Tell me then. What's your answer?
Like I said, I need some time to decide. You can't just rush into things like this. We may be nobodies in the grand scheme of things, but if we want things to work out, we've still got to plan ahead.
All right. Take your time. Just don't keep me waiting forever.
Nobodies. Sounds about right. In the eyes of people like Rediffusion and Daneslif, what do we matter? Can someone whose gaze is so fixed on a far-flung future even see the present clearly? Besides, the dynasty's fate rests with the king and his inner circle. Whatever I do, it won't make much difference. Meanwhile, every idea they come up with and every decision they make, it affects everything. These days, the king is lost in his research, and the purge of the Crimson Moon bloodline grows ever more intense. The opposition tried to speak out, but nothing came of it. And I'm under no illusions as to why. Because we eliminated them and got rid of their bodies. A man can have 1,000 reasons to carry a sword, but there are few good excuses to use it. Yet the king has never even considered a gentler approach, and he never will. What becomes of someone who kills on another's behalf? Can he ever find true peace? Thelindis? It's nothing. You were right. Fate has never smiled upon nobodies like us. But by the same token, it's unlikely to bear a grudge against us either. There's no reason we can't keep living happily together. cherishing the simple joys of each day as they come.
See? You just need to stay positive, Rerir. I can feel your warmth, your breath. You're right there, right by my side. Just seeing you makes me happy in a way I can't explain. And that's something that no one could ever take away from me. So smile, my love. Let go of that frown.
You're right, Thelindis. I've just been overthinking things.
That's better. Getting caught up about things like this will only ruin our evening. Speaking of which, all set for the ball tonight? I need to go get ready.
You go ahead. I just have a few things to take care of, then I'll come join you.
Even busier than the big shots, huh? Fine, I'll go get started. But don't be late. If you keep me waiting too long, I won't be a happy bunny.
Relax. I'll be there. Seriously, though, you drive a hard bargain. You're really gonna leave my proposal hanging and still expect me to take you to the ball?
Well, that goes without saying. I already told everyone I'd be coming with a dance partner. Besides, they're two completely different things. Let's take it one thing at a time, all right?
All right. White outfit it is.
It seems like Rerir was deliberately hiding his ties to the intelligence services by giving the impression that he was just an ordinary member of the Finster King's Guard. He clearly doesn't want his would-be fiancée to know about his other life. Then again, that's hardly surprising. People in the intelligence trade rarely do. Who'd have thought we were in the same line of work? Let's dig a little deeper.
Ok. C'est où le truc? Ah, par là. Maintenant ça s'ouvre.
Our last operation was a resounding success, and all thanks to you, Rerir of Solnari. In total, we apprehended 32 dregs of the Crimson Moon, and 67 accomplices.
After all these years since the dynasty's fall, so many of them still linger on.
Indeed, it cannot be denied. Yet it was destiny that the Crimson Moon should be overcome by the eclipse, and that His Majesty, the all-seeing Finster King, now guides our nation on the path to prosperity. Khaenri'ah has no further need for a dead moon. But alas, there will always be those who refuse to see the truth, choosing instead to romanticize the past.
That's not entirely true. Much about the Crimson Moon era was worthy of remembrance, and that's exactly why they keep trying to see it restored. Many of its secrets remain unsolved to this day. As it happens, that's precisely the field of study my partner is devoted to.
You still haven't told her what you really do for a living.
Where would I even start? How do you tell someone that you're one of the king's hand-picked executioners? That your hands are steeped in blood?
You didn't choose this life, any more than I did. Orphans like us don't get a say.
But I'll sure as heck be the one to pay for it. Speaking of which, we need to be more rigorous in the way we identify direct descendants of the Crimson Moon. Someone, it seems, has strong opinions about my future plans. Most likely my marriage in particular. I have a feeling that we may soon become targets of the Crimson Moon's retribution.
Your concerns are not unfounded. They've taken out many of our colleagues these past few years, and for that very reason. These are no helpless lambs we're leading to the slaughter. They're wolves in sheep's clothing. Take care, Rerir of Solnari. I look forward to toasting you at your wedding.
Thanks, Thorkel. You look after yourself, too. Thelindis, I never wanted to keep this from you. You're the last person I would ever want to lie to. But that's exactly why I can't tell you everything. There are things you shouldn't know. Things you cannot know. The moonlit dynasties are a thing of the past. Yet even now, with the sun shining high in the sky, there are those who would call forth a dead moon's ghost. Could that be why Vedalfnir held back? Or was it because of some court secret he's not at liberty to share? I have to get a clear answer from him. No matter what happens, I will protect the Lindis.
Rerir seems to be very concerned by Vedalfnir's reaction. Vedalfnir and Dainsleif, the Visionary and Twilight Sword. So that's what they were really like. I've investigated this whole area now. There doesn't seem to be any other memories here. Should I try somewhere else? Wait a second. What's this black smoke?
So, he's late after all. Just you wait, Rerir. You're in for it. Big time.
Are you waiting for someone, ma'am? Could I tempt you into buying some flowers?
Oh, sure. Pick me out a pretty bunch if you would.
Thank you. But I'm afraid none of them are as pretty as you.
For someone so young, you sure have a way with words, don't you?
I'm only telling the truth. Look me in the eyes. You'll see I'm not lying.
Oh mon dieu.
You're...
May we have a word in private?
Who are you? And what do you want?
It doesn't matter who I am. Too many of our kind have fallen lately, so I decided to take the risk of reaching out. Not long ago, the Ray here of Solnari led an assault on one of our strongholds. We suffered many casualties, and many who came to our aid lost their lives as well.
Sorry, I don't know why you're telling me this. And I don't want to get involved.
Wait, hear me out. This time we finally got a clear look at his face and learned his true identity. His name is Rerir, and he claims to be one of the King's guards.
What did you say?
A cruel irony, isn't it? The man you're set to marry leads a double life as a brutal executioner. But surely, you must have caught a whiff of the blood on his hands.
Why are you telling me all of this now?
Simple. It's because...
How strange. Rerir was nowhere to be seen in that memory. It clearly belonged to the Lindis. Rerir couldn't possibly know what happened if he wasn't even there. Why would her memories appear in his fragment? The ceremony won't last much longer. I think it's time to call it a day.
So that was your doing? Did you just pull us inside Rerir's fragment to spy directly on his memories?
Any more questions, and I'll have to start charging.
I had no idea you could do that, boss! Seriously, that was amazing! We're not worthy. We're not worthy! I gotta admit, though, I'm itching to see what happens next. Feels like we barely scratched the surface.
I'm just as curious as you are, but the ceremony only allows for limited time inside. That's all we can see for now. Luckily, we managed to learn quite a lot.
So far, so good. I just hope the others are doing okay too. Especially the group with the Traveler. Their mission is a risky one. Let's hope it's all going smoothly.
If you're worried about them, go see how they're doing.
If I know boss, she's gonna need some time to write up all the details and make sure it's all coherent. I'll stay behind to lend a hand, but feel free to head back and meet up with the others.
Ok, donc on retrouve nos persos. Super, on a un succès. Oh, tous les primos, ça c'est cool. Ah, j'avais pas eu encore un autre succès. Let's go. Ça nous en fait là des primos. Oh, des livres. On va pouvoir améliorer une avocat. Et si c'est cool. Oh, let's go, niveau 40. Et la prochaine fois, on pourra améliorer. Ah, chercher tous ces matériaux. Ça, c'est cool. Hop. Il y a ça qui me stresse aussi là. Ah, c'est pour les vœux. Et bien écoutez le chat, vu l'heure, je pense qu'on va s'arrêter là, en tout cas pour l'histoire. Mais juste avant de se laisser, on va faire les tirages. J'ai quelques tirages, j'ai vu que les bannières s'en vont dans 21 heures. On a 5 vœux, c'est ça je crois. Je peux pas en avoir d'autres. 5 vœux. 5 vœux pour avoir Skirk. On y croit, on y croit. Allez, c'est parti. Ah, c'était sûr. C'était sûr. Allez, plus que 4. Est-ce que je l'aurai avant le 50-50? Quasiment aucune chance, mais on y croit. Joli arc, mais on s'en branle. Plus que 3. Oh, même pas un 4 étoiles. C'est nul. Remboursé. Que 2. Allez, au moins un truc bien quoi. Oui, c'est vrai, j'aurais pu attendre mercredi, sauf que mercredi, je pourrais pas faire de live ni jouer, donc c'est pour ça que je le fais maintenant. Ah, ils offrent 300 primo. Oui, bon après, c'est pas très grave, t'inquiète. Dernier. Ah, c'était sûr. C'était sûr. C'était sûr. Après, c'est pas très grave, t'inquiète pas. Je sais même pas c'est qui aura dans la prochaine bannière. Donc je sais pas. C'est pas grave, je farmerai. Bon, sur ce, écoutez le chat, je vais vous laisser là. Nouvelle géo. Ah ok. J'ai pas vu l'info passer. Ben moi je vais vous laisser là parce qu'il commence à se faire tard. On a déjà 3 heures de live. La prochaine fois on continuera l'histoire principale comme d'habitude. Peut-être qu'on ira chercher quelques géoculus. Et puis on verra quoi, ce sera la prochaine fois. Donc sur ce, moi je vous dis au revoir. Bonsoir, bonne nuit, bonne soirée, je ne sais pas, bon appétit. Et à la prochaine tout le monde. Hop là. Je vous dis bye bye, à plus et merci d'avoir suivi ce stream.